No, can you mark the time so before we too late?
What do you want to
do? An hour or so?
Yeah.
An hour just. Oh, I go for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Give us an hour just time in it for the way. So.
Okay.
Now I want to first review. This is new to me. I just ordered this book for us for this world purpose to learn Chinese. Repeat after me. Learn Chinese is 学中文。
学中文。
中文。中文。中文。Now there are different ways to actually interpret 中文 in Chinese. Okay, translated. There's another one called 汉语。汉语。汉 is actually is a race in China, mean race in China. So 汉 is 汉族, Han, the race of Han. Okay, 汉语 is a dialogue of the Han people. This is 汉语. Let's repeat that one. 汉语. 汉语. 语 is a language. 语汉语. 汉语. 中 is a middle than Chinese. 文 means also language. Okay, language. 中文 中文 Okay. There's other one called Mandarin. Mandarin is English designation with Chinese dialogue, like a Cantonese Mandarin. Cantonese, Canton means the last time we learned history. Guangzhou, am I? A port city in China, which is the first 18 dynasty opened up for trade, called the Guangzhou. In those times, it's called the Canton. So the people speaking a language there, Cantonese. It is a southern and a regional language, very popular in the south. But the north and the most people speak another dialect called 普通话. 普通话 translated in English is 普通 means popular. 话 is a dialect, not the language but dialect. Okay, so repeat after me. 普通话. 普通话. 汉语. 中文. 普通话. 中文. 汉语. Your pronunciation is pretty good, not like others of the tune all the time. Now we're going to look at the dictionary first, then look at all those picture materials. The dictionary is not have pictures, but this is bought for your personal usage. Okay, so it's Merriam-Webster Chinese English dictionary is a good from you to use. So yeah, but we're gonna read together. I don't have a copy, so I'm gonna read some from the start. Talk about this. Let's look at the dictionary first. See what we got. You can see basically a little bit of notes. Then big portion dedicated before the real content started is actually tell you how to write Chinese. Okay, so this portion we'll use this later days when do handwriting. Okay, so there's also a guide called phonetics, guide to English phonetics. That's what we're going to look at today. Okay, so part of it is the consonants, vowels we need to know. Okay, so silent vowel, some vowels, so we're going to read all of this, the introduction section to see Chinese as a language, general idea what it is. Not for the most part is in like any dictionary, character, different languages and interpretation. Okay, now that's some book. Let's look at the other book. Like this book called Bilingual Dictionary, Mandarin, Chinese, English, Mandarin, Chinese. Alright, so different translation, but Mandarin is a dialect. Okay, 普通话. Repeat on me. 普通话. 普通话 is official language. Okay, like in different languages in this nation, English is official language. Sometimes people include Spanish, right? So in certain states, but like British, French. Normally they are very singular language, dominant languages. In other nations, it's a different story. So like Portuguese, right now Spanish is spoken by Mexicans, and I don't speak Mexican language. So the colonized nations speaking certain called Latin Spanish, right? So like Indian, they have two official languages, Hindu, they have other languages as well, okay? So in China, the official language is Mandarin. Repeat on the Mandarin, you can see Mandarin, okay? Mandarin. It's official Chinese, okay? So the official Chinese, supposed to be everywhere, but they actually have different character systems of speaking in Guangdong, Hong Kong, for example. The official language is not necessarily Mandarin, it's Cantonese, I think. Okay, so their character writing is not simplified way, that's called the traditional Chinese. Now, pronunciation has the way you speaking language, dialect, carried on different system. The writing system also has different transformation, different systems. So Taiwanese or Taiwan and Hong Kong, they use traditional Chinese, okay, like old Chinese. When the new China come around, they begin to simplify the writing system. They call it simplified Chinese. When you read it, encountered like a dictionary said it, simplified or traditional way. It's not means speaking, it means writing, characterized. Okay, so you can see, excuse me, as a language, Chinese language came from a different wave of formation of language. Language has different wave of formation. I don't necessarily know the academic terms. It's thinking about the Sumer's language was from inscribing different things on the clay, right? On the mud, in the mud dried out the clay for treating purposes. So that language, that Thai language has everything to do with accounting in the beginning. Number one, to do accounting, so the riverbed, a little bit, you learn that. That's where languages first started. There are different kind of language, say, see the prisoner, go to, you don't have a calendar, any information, you begin to inscribe on the wall to mark it one day the thing cross it over for a week, right? So use 7 days to cross it. That's itself in one day the normal way people to mark the days, You think until you count, right? How many days pass in a secret place, right? So you lost in the island, you don't have a way to do accounting, that's how we do it. So certain people are doing things that use to tie knots, tie like a long rope to tie together to count the nuts, right? So 10 nuts count. That's basically in the beginning, man began to invent using certain object or imageries, they call it topographies, whatever. So they're all, graphic ways to remember things, especially in counting systems. Later on, that system began to be not really helpful. So this is wonderful. This system is from a everyday object morphos in painting or drawing, then created a language system. Okay, that's Sumer came from, that were Hebrew language I think came from. So because inscribed on the plate, like the Egyptians have what is it? Hieroglyphics, exactly. Now Chinese are also from the same background. When the character started with, then assign sound to the things, or rather assign character to the sounds. Which one started, I don't really know. But the character, I think, started first, and the sound combined. The meaning, okay, the use as a word, okay. Yi, if you have a yi, one. Yi, one. Okay,
Yi,
so,
one.
Yeah. Noah, can you find a piece of paper for me somewhere? So I can get a pen, so. Pencil is there. Where's pencil there?
Oh, you want a pen or a pencil?
Yeah, the pencil is good. Yeah. Very simple. Sorry, this is one piece of paper for you. Okay, so.
Yeah, you can use that for sure.
Okay. Excuse me, it's just started.
That's okay.
Teacher your notebook.
That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Wow. See, yi, okay, r, san, okay. So that's very simple to see. Yi is yi, is right? So san is in Chinese called yi, r, san, okay. That's phoneticus. Now in English called one, right? So it's different pronunciation to it. Okay. We can send to you in Arab number. I'm sorry. Arab number is this, right? So we can send to you different writing systems. Now in Latin is this, right? So we can send to you, guys. Okay. So now in simple terms. So writing, same meaning, different sound, different character signs of the thing. Okay. So this one Chinese. This is a character. This is a phonics representation of that character. Okay, so that pronounces the character. Now, normally learn Chinese basically while interacting, we'll use an immersion method to learn, combined with some little grammar and character involvement, but mostly the beginning phase will teach you use pictures, combined with the character, maybe mostly teachers associate with sounds, then you learn to speak first before you know any character. You might associate with this for help for pronunciation. So in the beginning, we're not going to use a character as yet, okay? So writing and reading Chinese is going to be a different learning curve for you, okay? So after you quite understand how to speak everyday Chinese, then you can begin learn character. I will teach you all the learn characters. Okay, so if you graduate from the first phase, in a sense. Now in the between time, even in the beginning, more English get involved in the interpretation. And later on, as you gradually begin to master things going on, they're going to try to compel you or induce you to use Chinese speaking all the time, trying to compel you to do that, then have each other help. Okay, so the method we're going to do with pictures, stories, to immerse you like a little child, beginning to learn language like your mom, your dad, and tell you how to learn to speak, right? That kind of way. So I treat you most time not like an adult, even if you're adult or young man. I will treat you as if you're a new baby. So I'm going to repeat it all things with you. What's that? What is that? Oh, that's a red. See red. Nonsense. But acting most likely in your cases, commending or recommending the student that think like a child, talk like a child. Okay, I will teach you as a parent treating a child, right? So I even speak to you at the child level. Okay, I don't need all the explanation, no comment. I don't want you ask questions so out there that that is so far above the child level of speaking. Ask college level, ask academic level. What's that question? Let's stop that later. Okay, not asking. Doesn't mean no one can learn or no one should answer you. It is not conducive to the process when we immerse you to learn Chinese from the basic or the starting phase. Making sense to you guys? So that's very important. You acting like a child. Okay, think like a child. Okay, so making sense to you, engage like a child. So when I repeat to you or talking a certain way, treat it like a child, don't get offended, don't get upset, don't get impatient. Okay, so that's how your language learned. Usually God built that language acquisition system or process is a word mystery actually, a mystery, So now imagine people lost the memory, they have that brain damage, it's hard to pronounce the thing. So oftentimes they use a word called language rest therapy, okay? People lost ability to speak again. So what they started to do, some of the books like designed actually for therapy. Just basically somebody else come along, did exactly what I'm telling you, use card imagery, try to help the person recover their language ability. You understand, that's my point. So as adults, which we are, the learn start from the beginning is very difficult to adjust, but you will get used to it. It's actually the most efficient way to acquire languages. So just don't think yourself smart unless you don't know much, which is true. But oftentimes, because we have another language as a means of backdrop for how we acquire new languages, we continue condition as if I know what to do, right? So, so truth of the matter, you don't in the new language study. It'll be humiliating, but realistic, right? So, don't use your native language or the things you appreciate with to quickly transplant in the new language learning experiences. And Elijah teaching material-wise also, Noah has one you call
that stone?
With that stone, he's using it to learn. I don't know, you can work with him, or maybe you need to invest in something. It's a lifelong. You can learn all kind of languages, all the language in the world you want, lifelong, only $200. That's a good deal for me, right? So rest your life, only invest $200, learn any language anytime you want. That is on the phone, on the computer, is a good deal to invest. I suggest you invest in that. I can help, but I suggest you parents invest in that for you, okay? If you don't have
I can probably buy it.
There you go. So invest a little bit, have your dad and mom help you a little bit, okay? So, well, that's a stone, okay? So then you coordinate with him so that you guys follow the same progress, okay? So language learning not easy. You have to spend some solid time every week to do it. If you just relapse, will be difficult. So what I'm thinking about is every week you come here, spend an hour, you can repeat it yourself, can still practice it. This recording going to be available for you later on as well. For others, you can rehearse yourself, so, but then you, other time you just roll that stone, you had invest another hour or so each time, depend on how you want to spend time making solid progress, okay? So my teaching with you is involve the material that I give to you, or maybe some material I'm bringing along the line, but most of the time it's very simple. It's just talking. You try to immerse you into a living environment where language, which is 中文、普通话 repeat 中文、普通话、汉语 is used. Okay, so make it simple. So that being said, so we explained the way how we engage, material involved, personal schedule, and time involved. Now, let me continue examining, finishing the material we get involved. That's dictionary. Another dictionary. This is a dictionary. Different categorization of different things we use. Another dictionary. Different categorization, different way of doing it, which I'm going to use. I think this one can later on, this one we use as well. This one is the storybooks, okay? We look forward to storybooks. Now, I don't have flashcards, which I don't intend to say we don't usually buy. Maybe some we'll see, okay? So that's a storybook. Now, this is very terrible. The reason is it's all Chinese. So yeah. So okay, it's actually drawn and written by a Japanese guy. So Japanese, I think that's the ladies. Now we know what we need, so we can start with this book. Okay, so material-wise, let's look at this book particular. Now that is basically you can see colors, shapes, and sizes, okay? Different sizes, right? So it's very good. We can then repeat, pointing things like nature. I want you to grab a pencil, each person you can point. Okay. Okay, can you give me the dictionary? Oh, yes. So now we're going to start with this morning. And repeat a little bit with the introduction section talking about. We're going to read together this portion. Then we're going to concentrate on the part we need. Okay. Let's read this together in 8A. 8A. Introduction for this dictionary is learning Chinese is definitely a challenge. However, in some way, Chinese is not. Particularly complicated words do not change with gender, number, or even tense difference than other languages. And there are not many complicated grammatical threads for the unwary. However, other things about it make it hard for native English speakers to learn Chinese pronunciation. There are 4 tunes. We can practice a little bit more. Chinese 的 tonal, repeat after me, tonal.
Tonal.
Tonal, T-O-N-A-L, tonal language. The pitch of any syllable affects its meaning. The pitch, repeat after me, the pitch.
Pitch.
Syllable.
Syllables.
Okay, pitch, syllable, tune. Okay, so there are 4 tunes. First tune, a high, even pitch. Second tune, rising pitch. Third tune, falling and then rising. We'll normally use this. Okay, first tune, come like even. Okay, just even out. Second tune, rising. Okay, use the symbol. Okay, rising like a slope, right? Rising. Even like a ground level, right? Horizon level, even rising. And drop, then rise. This is a curve a little bit. Okay, so the another one is a falling symbol, down slope. Okay, so there is also fifth pitch or neutral pitch facilitators in the tune, which is pronounced quite quickly. There is no discernible tune at all. So let's say tune, and a very important part of the pronunciation. Repeat after me. Pronunciation. Yeah. Wrong tunes can cause real confusion. Example: differences in tunes. So let's repeat. Even, first one was even. Second one rising. Third one fall and rise. Fourth one is fall, and right. Then the fifth one is where seldom used, is no tune. No. Okay. So let's see this. The 5. Okay, let's see example here. Ma, 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 ma. Okay, ma, 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 ma. Yeah, ma, 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 ma. Okay, so got it? Okay, ma, 4 pitch. Okay, ma, even. Okay, ma, rising. Ma, I don't know actually know how to say ma, 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 ma.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Ma.
So like a fallen, but it actually is a higher pitch. Ma, 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 ma. You can repeat like the word quick. Ma, 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 ma.
Ma, 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 ma.
Ma, 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 ma.
Ma, 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 ma.
Let's drop that M. Ah, 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 ah.
Ah, 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 ah.
Ah, 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 ah.
Ah, 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 ah.
Loud.
Ah, 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 ah.
Ah, 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 ah.
Ah, 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 ah.
Loud. Rise up. Yeah. Second.
Maybe it's because I'm
rising
musician.
up. It's okay. It's See, prolong a bit. Yeah. Then ma. This is very hard to discern which tune you got. Nice. Okay. We're gonna talk about this later on. Practice more. Let's repeat another one. Ta 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 ta.
Ta, 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 ta.
I'll repeat it. La 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 la.
La, 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 la.
Ya 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 ya.
Ya, 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 ya.
Wa 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 wa.
Wa, 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 wa.
Okay. What else? You understand my point. Ka 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 ka.
Ka, ka, ka,
That's
ka.
actually the next one I was
Ga 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 ga.
Ga, 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 ga. I really do sound like
yeah,
babies.
sa 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 sa. You know?
Sa, 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 sa.
So there's a different one. Then right? So make it sense to you guys now? Okay. So you can see the same thing. Now then with ma, we're not going to change the vowel, we're going to change change the vowel, not change the consonant. Me, 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 me.
Me, 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 me.
Instead of R using E, right? So let's see. Me, 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 me.
Me.
Mo, 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 mo.
Mo, 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 mo.
Mo, 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 mo.
Mo. More.
So you understand, so then your hearing get used to it, you can differentiate the tune, and on that tune, you can then differentiate different characters, different words. So it's very difficult. You have to understand the tune very well, especially speaking language, to understand what people are talking about. Because the same sound, if you tune the sound, people will understand you to attribute a different character or different word to the things. Ma, 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 ma. Say like ma, this is mother. This way is like a crow. This way is a horse. This way is cars. Sorry. You understand my point. So it's different. So, okay. Let's give a simple introduction or taste to the pronunciation of Chinese. Let's go on. Now, unlike other languages, they have a consonant and vowel. That's it. Like Hebrew language more often, rather than English or other languages, you have a lot of nuances in pronunciation. Okay, so that's why Chinese is a forceful language. When you speak, you use force because wa need to be pronounced very distinctly. That's why Chinese we can talk very loud, feel very loud, and the South American, however, speak English like singing music, so very soft. So I'm just talking. So the ways of the language decided, or the way the care of pronunciation that you grew up with it, you can help talking certain ways. For example, I speak English very forcefully, not because I want to, so because I grew up in a way. Whenever I do speaking, I'm just speaking loud. So we can see it. So not every doing it. Just normally people do that thing. Okay. That being said, let's move on. So now I'm not talking about merely explain myself, but I'm talking about also in the depth. You're South American, for example, you speak very quietly. You might need to adapt in Chinese. You in Chinese speak louder, speaking more succinctly, that forcefully in your pronunciation, right? So there are the changes you have to do. Okay, so it may seem, continue the reading in introduction, it may seem unnatural to a native speaker English to have pitch so rigidly attached to words, but the tune is a fundamental part of any syllable as it is vowels and consonants. Repeat after me. Vowels. Consonants. Okay, the second word is very important. It's not in English vocabulary because the pinyin, repeat on pinyin. Okay, it's way, let's see, pinyin, we'll explain here. The Chinese phonetic alphabet was the first introduced to help children learn to write characters, and foreigners, a speaker of non-Mandarin dialects, to pronounce standard Chinese correctly. The case is the phonetic alphabet. Pinyin. Pinyin. You all repetition with me, okay? Pinyin. Chinese phonetic alphabets. Phonetic. Repeat. Phonetic. Okay, good. Thank you. It is also very useful for dictionaries. It is provided alphabetical order by which character can be sorted. However, pinyin is not used much in China. Although signs in China are sometimes written in pinyin, do not expect people to understand pinyin as good characters. In short, it should not be regarded as a substitute for learning Chinese characters. Some people do, but so it does not necessarily work very well. It is, however, a good, accurate guide to pronunciation. It's accurate, okay? It's not just, it's very good, actually. Now, Chinese characters, I repeat the same point. The Chinese script has a history that goes back at least 3,000 years. Although there are tens of thousands, actually not true. It's no China history is 500 years, okay? So as reading history, okay? So I'm not too sure it's working. Although there are tens of thousands of no characters, lots of these are archaic. Some so old that even their meaning are unknown. An educated Chinese person will know roughly 4,000 to 6,000 characters and 2,000 to 3,000 considered sufficient for basic literacy, newspaper, and the like. Oh, that is a very small vocabulary. Yeah, so you don't need a lot. Okay? Okay. You know, if you have 4,000 vocabulary, you can swallow English, but normally you're not good at it. You're going to start English. Okay? Start level. So if sufficient English language is about 10,000 to start with, okay? You're very good at 10,000, pretty proficient with English. So comparatively, Chinese is a very small vocabulary. With that, learning experience is very simple. So simpler than English. English is a lot of vocabulary, man. So sorry.
Yeah.
Each character has to be learned individually with the shapes of his character, the sound of it, and the meaning learned together as a unit. So, like English have two words together, or two parts in one word combined together, like a forward word, backward. So it's combined together, forward and back, right? So, in Chinese, do the same thing, however, it's not with alphabet, letters, to do with character combined together. 左手, 右手, left hand, right hand, that's two words, 左手, 右手. But sometimes they combine together, like we just talk about the benevolent word, 人. It should be a simple word, but it might be a harder word, then two together. Symbolize totally different things within managed relationships, so in Chinese called 人, right? And then so the new character, new meaning attached to it. Making sense to you? Okay, let's go on. So there is no way of predicting the sound or meaning of an unknown language character with any degree of accuracy. It doesn't mean, however, that there's no system behind the characters at all. Sounds very critical, right? All characters contain at least one of the component parts known as radicals. Repeat it out with me. Radicals.
Radicals.
What do you book you read?
Radicalism.
Radicalism. So that's evidently different meaning of the radicals here. So. Repeat the name of the book. What is it called?
The Radicalism of the American Revolution.
Okay, the totally different meaning of radical. Okay,
yes.
So when in Chinese said you're a radical, doesn't mean you're a radical. It's this character. Okay. And all radicals have elements of meaning. If you are familiar with this, not only will use the dictionary being much easier, it will also help you to identify more of the building blocks of the characters you are trying to learn. Like you need okay, like this morning we have a character called Ren, am? This is a part of radical standing for the person, okay? One person. Okay. And then two, which is borrowed from here, is a two, okay? It's two. Okay. Then to combine together become this word, okay? This word called basically the standard way or proper way how relationship formed. Is that amazing? So two persons. Okay, so this is basically the principle of formation of Chinese characters. So this is a radical, two together become another character. Making sense to you? When they're separated, they have different meanings. Simplified, complex character, forget about that. Yeah, just talk to you about it. You don't know much of the history. And grammar, let's look at it with grammar. Chinese grammar compared to many language Chinese grammar is not particularly complicated. That's good news to anybody. Words do not change according to gender, number, or case, the way they do in many European languages. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, Spanish is a poor language in this regard.
Yeah, Spanish is really
sorry, I don't know who invented that thing. They lost their mind, maybe. So. Chinese lost their mind already. Better making fun of me. Sentences structure is generally straightforward, and there are not many exceptions to the grammatical rules, unlike English talking about time. Oh, wow. Okay, let's look at this a little bit. No, you read this portion.
Talking about
all
time.
of this. Yeah. Talking about time. You see, or you spend time. You know, time in English you can like is, was, will be. Am I right? So their time.
It is sometimes said that Chinese has no tenses. This is not quite true, but speakers of Chinese talk about time in a way that is quite different from ours. The English tense system is based on the idea of before and after the point of view of the narrator. Things that happen before the time in which we are talking take the past tense, those that are in the process of going on, the present, and things that have yet to take place, the future. This is shown by a change in the verbs. Chinese verbs, on the other hand, do not change with tense, but an aspect marker is placed before or after the verb. Some of the most common are le, for completed actions, usually but not always in the past. Guo, no, that'd be guo, right? Guo. Of course, with my English accent, I wanted to say guo because it's after a comma.
You see, that's a forced tone.
It's a forced, yeah.
Yeah, forced tone. Le has no tune. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
For events that have already taken place, yao.
Yao. It's also forced tune.
For things that are going to happen, and sai.
They also forced tune.
For things that are in the process of happening. These are no more than generalizations, however, and it is important not to use them indiscriminately as substitutes for English tenses, as that is not what they are for. Adverbs of time are often used to show what time relation events have to each other, such as 已经,
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 已经,一 yeah, word fast 一
已经
已经
已经 already
曾经
曾经
repeat that one 曾经
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 经 yeah
曾经
曾经
曾
it's so difficult and 曾 the tongue is under the tip of the upper teeth.
Oh, I got you.
Yes, 曾经
that's way better.
Yeah,
曾经
you English don't see that often like that.
It helped a lot when you told us to put that.
Yeah.
曾经
曾经 yeah.
That's
Like start with actually put the teeth, put the
曾经
teeth closed, put your tongue in the middle of it, then open up. 曾经 yes, 曾经 no, not 曾 see here 曾 it's 曾 is like in the back, is the nose, but 曾 is all in the tongue, in the teeth. 曾 don't use the nose. 曾 no 曾
You're still going z like a z.
Yeah.
You want to go
Z.
曾经
no z okay z you can see the difference, the flow of
曾经
air in your tongue different, am I right? So you can see the nose beginning involved, am I right? So okay no that's the goes backward a little bit. It's all in the tongue and between the teeth. Let's repeat one. Yeah. This doesn't make much sense to me, so it's.
He's gonna have to practice.
Let me hear you.
All right, I might not be much better. 曾经曾经
曾
曾经
曾
曾
曾 Yeah. Just remember, English requires some shift or require a graduation to another sound, but Chinese is very simple. The consonants are what together. There's no graduation. There's no phasing. Okay, 曾 like that. Not a 曾. No. Okay, 曾. Yeah, so it's very strong, forceful. I use the word forceful. You have to be explosive, almost explosive about your your pronunciation. 层
Zeng.
层 yeah yeah
Zeng.
yeah
Zeng.
层 is 层 okay
Zeng is Zeng.
yes
What is he saying if he says Zongjing? Is that even a word?
曾经曾经
Is he accidentally saying something else when he says Zongjing? Or is
yeah 曾经 is literally totally different words.
What word is it?
Different words.
Oh.
Have many words. As you
Something.
said, the same song in China can have a real characters. So hard to differentiate. When you mispronounce it a certain way, it's like consonant especially. It's very difficult for people to figure out what you're trying to say now because they have a guess. So, but if you speak it, remember the consonants important as well. So pronunciation is important in China, so to understand what you're trying to say. So, yeah, good.
So
let me see. 已经
已经
曾经
曾经
曾经 You still say 曾经 right? Yeah.
Man, that's
That's okay.
It's our
曾
some.
Yeah, no. Put your teeth in the tip
Right.
of our teeth, right? To the tongue in the tip of our teeth. Okay. 层
Some.
层
Some.
Try not to use your
You
nose.
don't use your nose at all. Don't touch your nose.
All the air has to
Yeah,
come
there
out
you
your
go.
mouth.
Some.
Yeah, there.
There you go.
层
Some. Ah,
层
some.
and open up. Yeah. Yeah. Just feel that if you touch your nose moving, that means the air is not fully, solidly through your teeth or your tongue. But this one is solidly through your teeth or your tongue. Don't touch the nose. Don't even go there. 层
Some.
层
Some. Some.
Yeah, if you do 整 you're going to evolve this part, right?
So is it or un?
Okay.
Like G or N? What
Yes,
is it?
it is 吃
C.
吃
C.
吃
C.
Yeah, literally the tongue is in between your teeth.
C.
吃
C.
吃
C.
Okay, there you go.
吃
That's it. That's it. You got it. 吃
C.
吃
C.
吃 Yeah. Okay, you're going to require it, but you can get it. So
Yeah.
it's more 曾经明年我去中国 literally means next year I will go to China. Okay, I'm going to China next year basically. 明年 means next year 我去中国 It's implied by the time, so it's not through the English word tense to imply the time meaning. Okay, so major words, go ahead.
These are not unique to Chinese. You occasionally see something similar in English. A gaggle of geese, a piece of fruit, 6 pints of milk, etc. They do not occur very often in English. In Chinese, however, measure words are mandatory when giving a number of nouns. It is important to remember to put them in and also to get them right, as there are a lot of measure words in Chinese.
Too much to be good.
Oh, that all has the first noun.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Ouch.
一个青一只
一只
That's
一只
is a measure word. 三部电影一只青蛙 is a frog.
青蛙
Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah. 三部电影三 is a three. 部
Sun.
means a session, whatever, 三部
部
电影 is movie. 电影 movie.
电影
Ding.
五封信 is a number again, 5.
Five.
封
风
means a
Feng.
measure word, so 信
Sin.
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 信 That's okay. Yeah. 信
信
信
Sin.
信
信
信
Sin.
It's really loud, then you get used to it. 信我不信你 means I don't trust you.
Boo is one form of no
Yeah.
or don't. Okay, we'll keep
I'm
going.
sorry to be loud, but it's fun to get
Yeah.
loud or something. Okay.
Different measure words are used for different types of objects.
Okay, let's move on. So it's
Okay.
too much. Word orders that. Okay. don't worry about this. Okay, so let's move on to the side I really want to talk about. Where is it? Huh? No way. That's it? Huh? That's it.
Where were you going?
That's it. I'm trying to see the vowel. So where's the set of vowels?
We might have one somewhere.
Oh, there you go. Consonants, vowels, page 24A. Page 24. Guides to English phonetics. Okay, consonants. Okay. B, baby. Am I b? Repeat on b. Baby. You know, in English, baby. B. Okay. Tent. Am I? See, 特别 B the first one, yeah, okay. 特别 be special. Dandy, da means word big, da. I don't know this one. 识别 baby, right? 识别 means recognize, okay? Pleasure, besiege, 蜘蛛 This pronunciation is bad. This should be, that's pronunciation in Phoenix can look like this, okay? Shape is like this, okay? Okay. And then church, So your tongue needs to get up there in the upper part of your tongue, okay? Part of your mouth, I'm sorry. So jaw, oh, general, wow, that's difficult. Okay, okay, almost the same. So farm, fa. Fee. For. Okay. V is We. Yeah, we. Okay, so yeah. Thing, math.
So that would be a.
Yeah, V.
That's what the thing would. Oh,
yeah. In Chinese, the Phoenix actually should look like this. This is the pronunciation. This is not real right Phoenix.
That's what you do in German too.
Yeah, that's English word. So that's they didn't tell you actually consonant look like. So should look like this. Okay, so okay, thing math. I don't know. It's almost like this. They don't really use. Okay, S basically. Okay, so that math. That is Z. Okay, the same. There are a lot of repetition here. So okay.
Oh, this is all for English.
Oh, got English phonetics. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Then,
we can still. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. It seems working. All the English phonetics. So this is English, man.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Oh, we do.
Hey, we were still practicing stuff.
I thought our, I, U, U. Okay, let's repeat this one.
Wo.
Is like this, okay? I basically. I, U, U. These two dots on top of the U, okay? Ma. Okay, ma. Am I right? So ta. Okay, cool. Okay, mu. Wa. Okay, it's actually wa.
我
我
我
我
我
我
我 you know
Wo.
so yeah so so like that okay 可 am I 可
可
可
可
可
可
something like that, you know so 一四
四
四
四四
四
四
四
四一二三四一 is one 二三四
四 four.
yeah
四
let's forget about this okay lu am I
噜噜
sorry lu yeah lu am I
Lu.
so okay new I don't have that okay new this is where some new okay so
That new is for female, correct?
it's female exactly okay then you have consonants in like B T W F stuff like that right so make it sense to you so what else G right so yeah so then you have this okay we're gonna get that with our summer books okay so
And the X.
and you have X and then what else okay there are other vowels more complicated you know so combined
The C.
okay see excellent you know we can talk about this we can have a better book you have the other book maybe available for us
I have it right there, yeah.
okay so yeah there are some here as well so we can use this book to do it okay so
Yes.
okay so now we can relax a little bit so what time is it now how many minutes left
We have about 8 minutes.
80 minutes okay gonna teach you last thing on the next time we're gonna use this book to
Okay.
start okay so we're gonna try to get some cards in time hopefully you can write I want to teach you one thing that is this morning you learned 1 2 3 4 okay get that the book you will learn as well so 1 2 3 4
一二三四五
一二
二
三
三
四
四
五
五
，OK，一
二
二三
三
四
四
一
二
三
三
四
四
五
五五
三
三
二四
四
一
五
三二四
四
五
五
一，OK，了解。
三 is that
三 it's okay you just started okay 三
三
let's read again now you can connect the pictures with the sound am I 一二三四五 OK 1 2 3 4 5 repeat 1 2 3 4 5 repeat 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 do it again read your again 1
二三四五
do you do yourself
二三四五
you as well
一二三四五
四五 OK
一二三四五
good very good 1
一
二
二
三
三
四
四
五
五
OK faster 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5
二三四五四
三二一
五
good 1 2 3 sorry let's do this okay 2 4 Okay?
Are you gonna put the tones on there?
No, I don't
Okay.
actually know, so
Okay.
very hard for me. Yi,
Yi,
say yi,
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 二、
二、
三、
三、
四、
四、
五、
五、
四、
四、
四、三、二、
二、
一、
一、
五、
五、四、三、二、一，五、
五、
四、
四、
三、
三、
二、
二、
一。
一、
OK，四
四、
point。
四、
OK，二。
二、
OK，三。
三、
一。
一、
五。
五。
Okay. Now let's try it again. Very good. Okay, use this.
You want another repeat?
一、二、三、四。Okay, your sense with that Chinese now. Character, okay? Okay, the same principle. 三、
三、
四、
四、
二、
二、
五、
五、
一。
一、
Okay, faster. 三、
三、
四、
四、
五。
五、
Okay. 一。三。Faster.
三、
五。
五、
That's picking. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
Okay. 三。
三、
Okay. 二。
二、
Oh wow, 四。
四。
You learned already.
Just as
cheating.
boring.
It's my first day.
五。
五、
一。
一、
That's pretty good. Okay. 一二三四五。
一、三、四、五、
一、二、三、四、五、
五四三二一。
五、四、三、二、一、
五四三二一。
五、四、
四。
五、二、no，
No.
五、四、三、二、一、
Yeah. 四。Repeat on 四。
四、
Yeah, doing pretty good. 四。
四、
You just be consistent with the 四. Remember the position, right? You have to repeat 四四四四四四. Let's repeat it many times, okay? 5 times.
四、四、四、四、四、
四四四四四. Yeah? 四四四四四.
四、四、四、四、四。
See, you repeat after that, you pretty much remember very well. It doesn't even go in your brain, right? So it's boom, come out of you. 四.
四、
Yeah, 四.
四、
五.
五、
四.
四、
三.
三、
三、
三. Repeat again. 三. Repeat, okay? 三. Yeah. 五四三二一.
五、四、三、二、一、
五、四、三、二、一、
五四三二一.
五、四、三、二、一、
二。
二、
一、
二一二一二一二一，你看二一二一二一二一二一 ，yes, like that. Repeat like that, and you get your tongue. Those things cannot use the brain because the tongue has muscle memories. The tongue has the hearing has hearing memories. So the hearing and muscle memory, they don't go through your brain. It's the intuition. Normally try to use the brain for certain things. Those things doesn't have nothing to do with the brain most of the time. It's intuition. You hear a song, you can listen to mimic the sound, and right, it totally have nothing to do with your language. You just heard a song, beautiful song. You remember the song, right? It's a hearing. Remember Italian song. We have know nothing about Italian, okay? So you just remember, oh, that's good music, So you remember it, and you remember the song, the pronunciation, you can sing along, the tune is playing around. So that kind of memory does not go to your brain. It's not cognitive in a sense. You can explain it. As a child will learn language by the power of that kind of memory. It's mechanical, very basic, but it's imparted not through the brain by thinking, but imparted through experience. So the walking in or tune up in the kind of abilities or faculties in you for language learning. Nothing to do with the brain. You can study grammar or pronounce the yi, right? So you can try. It's totally repeating, immersion into a immerse into a speaking environment. Am I? People speaking the language, hearing the language. 三 ，OK， 4 2 1 yeah 5 I'm doing very good. Okay. Now let me explain to you. This is frustrating. Okay, begin word frustrating. Why you can mimic, point, no problem, recognize, examine the character or the object with the sound, very easy. But for you to really pronounce it, speak exactly what you heard is very difficult because it involves different faculty. You're speaking, you different than hearing or recognizing. So when you understand that, you don't get frustrated. It's very difficult actually to speak out to mimic the sound that you just heard, and right? Make sense to Noah? So it's very difficult, and right? So, okay.
3 2
4
You see,
C.
yeah,
C.
yeah, you see the memory doesn't really click, right? Instantly. This is repeat. You can overcome that very easily, okay? You overcome it very easily. Not by repeating, it's overcome this barrier because human beings in general, because it's a barrier, don't naturally repeat what you heard. You just remember, oh, I remember that sound, they recognize what they're speaking about, but you don't actually speak it. So it requires you speak it out, actually. That's why something you need to speak it out before you really knows how to speak. So you don't just listen here. Some people can do it, but take a long term, right? So my point is that also a different cognitive process, learning process. 5
5 2 C
1
4
慢慢讲4 3
Yeah, there you go. It requires some muscle memory, hearing memory, all kind of memory, and right, including different systems. I was trying to tell you this is the way to be work hard with learning in the beginning. I have no idea this is actually important, right? So it's all kind of ways I have to understand what that's really help. Next time when you be queried on this, start with it. So remember to help you query, okay? So it's going to include it. 6 7 8 9 10.
What does that mean?
6 7 8 9 You don't even know what I mean? By inference, go to inference means 6 7 8 9 10. Okay. 6 7 8 9 More difficult, huh?
Yeah.
You just started it difficult.
Sure.
Yeah. Now when you see something in Spanish, you learn hola, adios. Okay, hola in Chinese. 你好,
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 你好. Adios means
再见.
然后
再见.
再见. Yeah.
再见.
再见.
Yeah.
再见.
Adios. 再见.
再见.
Hasta la vista, mi amigo.
No, I'm lost. You guys enjoy the lesson?
Yes,
Oh,
thank you so
it's,
much. I'm really excited to continue.
It's different way of learning.
So this I can keep?
Yes, that's
Okay,
yours.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much
Yeah, you
for
bet.
the lesson.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how to stop this?